everyone, it's Niamh here and welcome to my art journaling channel. Today we're going to be playing around with the Natalie May beautiful collage images and popping it onto a canvas pencil case. So I found this canvas pencil case in Kmart, I think, or Spotlight, one or the other. It was fairly cheap, which is really good. I have gessoed it to begin with, so with white gesso, but before I did that I put on a layer of clear gesso. Now the reason I did that was so that the entire piece was sealed and it didn't soak up as much paint as it needed to. If you go straight onto unsealed canvas, it will soak up a lot of paint. With the images itself, I just wanted to replicate sort of the background and have this face coming out of it, and this almost gave me like a jungly feel. So I started off with a mixture of different greens. I'm using a really short firm brush and trying to replicate the brush strokes that I've got on the page. So you can see I'm sort of putting out this sort of bluff, spreading it out. I haven't cleaned my paintbrush off all that well because there are hints of green within it, and there's some hints on the other side as well of the oranges and the yellows, so it sort of balances both sides out. One of the easiest ways to incorporate an image onto a page is to make sure that you paint over the image as well. So you can see me encroaching a little further, I suppose, onto the collage paper than you may do, just to continue to add that in. You can see the colours here are really quite bold, and they're sort of really standing out a lot from the background. So once I've finished here, I'm just adding in a little bit of darker colour with a little bit of purple, just to get that depth of colour on the left hand side. And I'm going in with a little bit of blue again to balance it out. So you know, you've got the warm and the cool on both sides, but there's just these little pops here and there of alternate colours. Now with this bag, I did get a little bit carried away. So I'm going back in with a lighter colour. This is a bluff again, just to sort of balance it out a little bit. I'm not sure if it worked all that well, but you know, I like the end result. So when I've finished doing that, I am drying it off, just to make sure that everything is ready for the next layer. And I decided I was going to put a little bit of stenciling on. So this is just using some gold, I think it's gilt, over the top with a little bit of stenciling. To be honest, when I started doing the stenciling, I was like, oh, I'm not sure if I want to do this. It did sort of add into that jungly type effect. And then I put these leaves over it, and everything got a little bit lost. All those beautiful brush strokes that I had before sort of got a bit lost, which I was a little bit disappointed with. So I'm sort of sitting there going, what am I going to do here? So back to the drawing board and try and fix it up. The first thing I did was widen her face again, because I had narrowed it so much by painting over it that I'd sort of lost her face a little bit. So that really helped by painting out her face again. I then decided I would just put in a few extra bits of green. This is using the packing tape stencil, and I think having those sort of big dots of colour helped disguise the background a little bit. Then I went in with some of that dark green again to bring back some of those paint strokes. So this is a work in progress of how to sort of solve a problem that I created because I don't know when to stop. But you know, this is how the world works. So again, I'm going in with a little bit of blue. And again, I'm painting over the image as well. So don't feel that you can't paint over the image, because you can do whatever you want, really. Then I'm going in with my white paint pen to add the catch-alls into the eye to brighten up the white bits just a little bit more so they really, really stand out. Getting the little waterline underneath her eye and a little bit of a highlight on her lids. So again, because the eyes are really the focus, it's what our brain looks for, by making them really, really obvious, that really helps to push the image out a little bit. I'm also going in with a black pen over the black lines on the image just to help push them out again. So it just makes it a little bit more dramatic, and again, a little bit more of a focus on the page. So once I finished doing this, then I decided I was going to outline her face just a little bit, just again to give it a bit more shape back again, using my black Stabilo oil pencil and just wetting it down a little bit. Then I am putting on my quote. So I'm using the foam letters from Natalie May Scrapbooking. Trying to find all the right letters. And I'm using the white ink pad from Hero Arts, which I really love. So this is a pigment ink. It takes a little while to dry, but it's a really white, which I love. If you didn't have a white ink pad, you can use paint, especially with foam stamps. Just make sure you wash them out at the end, because obviously the acrylic paint will dry in the foam stamps and make them go hard. So now I'm going back in putting orange. Like, honestly, woman, stop. So the orange I've just put on is a little bit of gloss spray. So it's a little bit more translucent. Then I'm going in with some pink because, you know, apparently I just can't stop. But I like it. So that's the important thing, I think. So once I've finished playing around, no, still putting stuff in. So you can see I'm really trying to cover up all the stenciling that I put on it. So the dots across the background sort of lead your eye across the page. Once I've finished, I'm going in with my grey marker and just putting a bit of a drop shadow on. So this is an alcohol marker, so the ink is translucent, so you can see what colours are underneath it, but it just helps to pop those letters out and give it a really sort of deep shadow that just putting the black line on doesn't necessarily do. So once I've finished, there's my completed pencil case. Oh no, it's not, because I'm still adding stuff. Don't listen to me. I just make stuff up, apparently. So here is the finished piece. You can see that gorgeous face, how the stamping goes in, and all the layers of the background to end up with a really funky pencil case that I'm really proud to carry around and go, yep, I can put all my art supplies in this, and it's a bit of a talking piece. So until next time, have a look at your local spotlights or craft stores, see what canvas blanks there are, and you can start adding your own images to it. Until next time, bye for now.